A couple of months ago, I walked into GameStop and I saw the statue that you see here on display. And I really am a fan of Black Manta. I think I kind of like the character because he somewhat reminds me of Mysterio, another favorite villain of mine, wherein neither one of them has like superpowers or special powers or anything like that. They're just both very intelligent and they know how to use technology to their advantage. Okay, so that's why I'm a fan of both of those characters. But again, I saw this on display and I just could not justify paying $50 for it, even though I really like the look of it. But when I went to GameStop yesterday from the time of this recording, I was pleasantly surprised to find out that this statue was on sale for only $10. And of course, this is a GameStop exclusive statue here by Gallery and, from the Gallery line. And yeah, it's only $10. So basically what's going on is that GameStop is clearing out some space. They're basically trying to get rid of the clutter in their store, and the statues have not been selling super well for them. So yeah, they have a lot of statues that have been on sale for just $10. At this point though, most of the stores are pretty much cleared out of the statues that are at that price point. Wouldn't hurt though to check your own local GameStop to see if they have any of these left. Now, the box that I have here, it does have a little damage to it. It really doesn't bother me because I take my statues out to display them. But I was pleasantly surprised to actually find this artwork on the inside of this box because this is some really cool artwork. Of course, it is Black Manta going up against Aquaman, and you see Aquaman reflected within his helmet. This kind of reminds me of Wolverine versus Hulk, that famous artwork where you actually see Hulk reflected in Wolverine's claws. So yeah, I really do like that artwork. Makes me actually want to hang on to this box, just for the sake of that artwork. Of course, this Black Manta is based on the Aquaman movie, which I think is a very entertaining movie. I actually need to get myself a copy of it. But getting to the statue itself here, the base is pretty sturdy, and I will say with the Gallery line that their statues are kind of lightweight, somewhat lightweight materials. But yeah, this base is pretty sturdy. In the past, I've had Gallery statues that kind of, were a bit wobbly, but this one is very sturdy. The character, of course, being Black Manta, that's the predominant color here. But the different parts of his outfit actually stand apart from each other. They don't become muddled or anything like that. It's very comic book accurate. I still love the shape of the helmet, how it really does give off that feel of a manta, manta ray. So very cool looking there. And I could see something like this, even with light up eyes, even though that's not necessary. I'm pretty sure it would look amazing. But as is, yeah, this is a really cool looking statue. It's pretty solid. It is still lightweight, but overall pretty solid though. This is one of the few statues I can look at and say that even when you're looking at the back of it, it looks just as interesting as the front of it because there's a lot of great detail going on here. The boosters on the back of his legs, and of course those boosters on his backpack and everything, all the different, like the cables coming off of that backpack. It's just a really cool looking statue from pretty much any angle. And I do love the look of his weapons, especially the bladed weapon coming from his arm. And then he has the, the separate blade in his other hand. Yeah, he's definitely geared up and ready for battle, and just a great looking statue all around. Still cannot believe that I got this for only $10. So like I said, I do think that these statues that are on sale are pretty much drying up pretty fast. But if you're a fan of Black Manta, I think it's worth it to try to track this down, especially also if you have the space to display it. And with it being only $10, I'm pretty sure there's some people that may have picked it up just to resell it. So maybe they picked it up for 10 and they're going to sell it for like 20 or whatever. Even at $20, I think this would be worth it. This is a very cool statue, like I said, and a great representation of a very cool villain who I look forward to seeing in, the Aquaman sequel, because if you've seen the Aquaman movie, you know that he's set up to return. I think that he was kind of more of an annoyance in the first movie than a true full-on villain for Aquaman. He didn't really present much challenge, so hopefully he gets more to do in a follow-up. I look forward to see where they go with the character. I hope that there's more depth to the character, no pun intended. But yeah, like I said, I really do like Black Manta, and I think this is a great representation of the character. In a recent video, I shared with you all the Harley Quinn Funko Pop that you're seeing here. So I'm not going to just focus on this pop right now. I will compare it though, because I really want to compare it to the statue, which I have now. And I said in that previous video that I was going to make sure I got this statue And it just so happened that the timing was perfect. My local comic book shop actually sold this, but then they got another one in, and I was, there in the right time to go ahead and grab this up. So this is also a PX Previews exclusive, limited to 2,500 pieces, and it's by a company called Icon Heroes. I've seen the name before, but this is my first time buying one of their products. And like I said, very glad to have this in hand. And I know that comparing a statue with a pop is not exactly a fair comparison, but I still just want to take a look at the details for this particular look of Harley Quinn. Now this statue is limited in number. You saw that 2,500 pieces, and you see that this actually comes with a little card here, a slip for the certificate of authenticity, and mine is numbered 1,541. Now I'm just going to kind of go back and forth here, with the images on the screen, and I'll just talk in general some about the pop and the statues, the details that both of them have. Starting from her shoes, like right away, they look very similar, although I noticed with the pop that there's more red on her right boot, so it is a little bit different in that way, but still, they got the alternating colors going on, of course, the pom-poms on her shoes, they got the diamonds, all the classic Harley Quinn things, the star on the belt. Pretty much all the details there are the same. Of course, the main difference between these two is that the boombox is in a different position. With the pop, of course, she has one foot on it, whereas with the statue, she's actually holding the boombox. And of course, the big difference, the reason why they would do that is with a pop, it's kind of tough to have a pop hold anything up high because their arms can only go up so high. Of course, they're not proportioned out realistically, but still, she does have the left hand in the same position and everything. The hair color is the same, the overall outfit is pretty much the same, so that both of these really capture the look very well of the character in this style. And with the boombox, they both have that same touch on there where they have the Batman logo with the little red X through it. The red X is not as easy to see on the pop figure, but regardless, I've said this before previously that Harley Quinn on the low, she actually does respect Batman. It's just not something she could really say openly because of her previous relationship with the Joker, but I think she actually does respect Batman and is sort of a fan of his in a way, and she's definitely a fan of Wonder Woman. In fact, I read a comic book previously where she got to work with Wonder Woman, and she was totally a fangirl for Wonder Woman. It was actually pretty funny to read, but just to me, it adds another layer to this character. Now, I said previously with the pop that I kind of wish they had done something with, the back of the pop, especially her jacket, of course. And there actually is a detail on the back of the statue that I really do like. At first, I couldn't tell exactly what it was saying. I had to get a close look at it and really check it out. But on the back of her jacket, it says owned. It has the word owned. And then you actually see the Joker in jail, and I didn't realize at first that he was actually like behind bars. Like I said, I had to get a closer look at that, but I really like that detail because to me it kind of exemplifies that this was like a transition period for Harley Quinn, I believe. And if somebody's read all the comics, you can let me know if I'm right about this or not, but because I've read some Harley Quinn comics, but it's not like I've read her full run and her full character arc. But I think this was like a transition period before she really became an anti-hero. She was still somewhat a villain, but she had broken away from the Joker. I think this is kind of that period for her where she was at this time. So I like that detail of the jacket. Even though the Joker is on there, she's basically showing that he's been put away and she has moved on from him. So of course, it's no surprise, I am very happy with this statue, and there's still a couple of more Harley Quinn statues I would love to add to my collection. In particular, there is a black and white one that I have lined up to be the next one that I purchase as far as Harley Quinn is concerned, and there are some statues of other characters I'd like to have in my collection as well, including Red Death and the Batman Who Laughs, which the Batman Who Laughs, some people were lucky enough to find that at GameStop for only $10. That's really lucky. I wish I had come across that, but oh well. And like I said, there's some other statues as well, some Marvel characters as well. I'm not all about DC when it comes to the statues. There are some Marvel ones I'd like to lock down as well, including a Mysterio one. So like I said, you could check GameStop, but more than likely they may not have any more of the $10 statues. They're still going to carry some statues, but it just won't be quite as many of them, especially the gallery ones. Seems like that seems to be the main ones that they're kind of clearing out to make more space. But like I said, there are still some more recent statues there that are full price and at fair prices, I think. But if you can find them on sale, definitely go for it. But I do want to hear from you all. Let me know what you think about these statues here that I just reviewed for you. And like I said, I'm very happy with both of them. And you do see the quick comparison here, by the way, that with the gallery Black Manta statue, it is a larger statue, but the materials, yeah, they're definitely lighter, not quite as strong. Although I will say this though, if you were to drop both of these, I think that the Harley Quinn would more likely take damage than the Black Manta one, because even though it's lighter materials, the way that it's constructed, I don't think it would break easily. Whereas with Harley Quinn, like especially her left hand, I think that could easily take some damage. But it's just in terms of detail, I'll say this, I definitely think that the Harley Quinn has more detail going on with it. That's the thing you have to think about with statues, is that sometimes larger ones may be cheaper, but they don't have as much detail. The paint job may not be as, intricate. But, with the ones that cost more, they might be a little bit smaller, but then they have a lot of detail going on. Now, if you want both, if you want something that's very large and has a lot of detail, then yeah, you're going to pay a pretty penny for that. But either way, with these here, I like these price ranges. I like the details with both. I'm very happy with both of them. And like I said, I definitely want to hear your feedback, what you think about these statues. Also, let me know, just in general, are there any statues that you're trying to add to your collection? And if so, definitely let me know which ones you're on the lookout for. And yeah, I look forward to hearing your comments, your thoughts about these statues. Thank you for taking the time to check out the video. That is very much appreciated. And I'll talk to you all again real soon.